What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including, is CM Punk really working Saudi Arabia? Could TKO sell WWE? Is Ron Killings going to win the world title? He debuts a new look. WWE made a major blunder exposing a star. Is Jey Uso injured? Fans upset over WWE booking and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. Now let's do the intro and get straight into our first story. Our top story looks at whether CM Punk is really working Saudi Arabia. Now our top story today looks at the possibility of CM Punk actually working Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia. On Raw this week, WWE officially confirmed that CM Punk would be wrestling John Cena for the WWE title at Night of Champions. This came as a huge surprise for two reasons. Firstly, this is arguably the biggest match left on Cena's retirement tour and it's virtually come out of nowhere. Secondly, Punk hasn't worked a single Saudi show since returning to the company, and with his infamous tweet directed to The Miz, it looked like Punk never had any interest in working in Saudi Arabia in any capacity. So is Punk actually going to wrestle on the show? Well, there are a strong portion of fans that are expecting the match to be a huge swerve, and Punk will either be taken out of action before Night of Champions, or Punk will be pulled to some kind of Cena mischief. Whilst of course this could still happen, according to a shocking new report from the Wrestling Observer Radio, Punk will indeed be working the show at the end of the month. He was going months ago. I asked about it when the event was first being discussed. He was originally in the promo package and later removed, so I asked if that meant he was off the show. I was told nope, he's going, so it's been known for months, probably all along, that he was part of the plan. Now as things stand, the match is going ahead and Punk will wrestle in Saudi for the first time ever. It's worth noting that WWE falsely advertising a match at this scale for the Saudi market would be an incredibly risky move. This is such a colossal match and naturally will have fans in Saudi Arabia incredibly excited. If WWE then decides to pull the match at the last moment when they knew that Punk was never intending on traveling to Saudi, it really may damage the relationship between WWE and the fans in Saudi Arabia, as it's a rather cheap way to get fans excited about the show. Next up, could TKO sell WWE? Now, is it possible that TKO could eventually sell WWE? Founder of TNA Jeff Jarrett firmly believes so, as according to the former WWE star on the latest edition of his podcast, it all comes down to the financial return on the initial investment. Vince is a third-generation promoter, if you will. At the end of the day, every decision he made was based on what he thought the wrestling fan wanted. The rules are rewritten, those rules no longer apply. TKO does what is best to get a return on the investment. They are the master, if you will, and you can't serve two masters. Their master, if you will, is private equity. Their powers that be get the return on the investment, the highest return they can possibly get. When they quit getting the highest returns they can get, they're going to sell the asset. I just think it's that simple. I think they're going to burn and churn and burn and churn and burn and churn. Now, a lot of fans and ex-WWE talent have been theorizing this for months, and it wouldn't come as too much of a surprise that when WWE's financial numbers are looking less than positive, TKO might decide to cut ties completely and sell the company. Next up, Ron Killings beats CM Punk and John Cena. Ron Killings' WWE return and subsequent Raw promo has the pro wrestling world talking. Killings has received endless praise for his Raw promo, and the latest metrics on YouTube certainly suggest that Killings is a certified draw. On WWE's official YouTube channel, Killings' promo has obtained over 2.2 million views, making the highest viewed segment or match from Monday's broadcast. Seeing as Raw had a promo segment between CM Punk and John Cena, this is a fantastic achievement, and there's evidently major interest in what Killings is going to do with his new persona. But is he ready to win the world title? Speaking of Ron Killings, one WWE name is pushing the idea of him winning the world title. On the latest edition of his podcast, WWE Hall of Famer Booker T stated that he sees Killings winning the world title in a manner similar to Mick Foley's 1999 win. He's not R-Truth anymore. I like that too. We might see a totally different guy perhaps, almost like Mick Foley and Mankind and Dude Love. Let's see what Ron Killings brings to the table. I see Ron Killings winning the World Heavyweight Championship. That's what I see. Put the title on him. How crazy would that be? It would be the biggest thing since perhaps putting the title on Mick Foley. Now, it's unknown if WWE have any plans to make Killings world champion, but crazier things have happened in WWE over the years. He certainly has the popularity to support the idea of a world title run, and even if he had a brief transitional reign with the world title, it definitely would appease the fans, as this is going to be his final run in the company. Booker would also discuss the idea that the whole firing-rehiring was a total work, and Booker had an interesting take on the matter. Whilst Booker doesn't believe it was a work, it makes sense in his eyes for TKO and WWE to turn it into a full-blown storyline. You might as well, this business has always been about creating, am I right? I think firing him created a moment to actually have what we're talking about right now. Was it designed that way? No. Was it designed for Cody Rhodes to win at WrestleMania? It wasn't. But the outpour came out. Well, we'll go to fix this. People go, was it a TKO thing or a Triple H thing? My thing is, let me give people a little bit of insight on that. It's only Triple H that has claimed it was a total work so far, and it'll be interesting to see if the game pivots from his claims the next time he discusses the subject matter. But Ron Killings has debuted a new look. And to match his new character, Ron Killings has debuted a new look as seen on his TikTok. He would debut the look via a TikTok live, and Killings has now cleaned up his impromptu haircut from Raw, and he's admitted that he's a fan of the new appearance. There were rumors that Killings may be debuting a new theme, and Metro Boomin expressed his interest. However, he outright stated that he will be keeping his original theme song, so nothing will be changing in that aspect. Next up, WWE made a major blunder exposing a star. And for the most part, WWE have tried their utmost best to keep the identity of El Grande Americano a secret. However, recent WWE merchandise has exposed Americano's identity. The packaging for the official Americano replica mask is listed as a Chad Gable mask on the label. Someone in WWE's merch department seriously messed up here. Next up is Jey Uso injured. Now there is some concern that former world champion Jey Uso is injured. According to Tommy Carlucci, who is former long-term WWE employee, Jey could be taking off time to heal so-called injuries. Carlucci revealed this on Jonathan Coachman's podcast, and this is the first news to the surface relating to Jey potentially being hurt. Jey dropping the world title on Raw did come as a major surprise, and his post-match promo definitely implied that he's either taking a little time off or he's having a mini reset of sorts. Hopefully, if Jey is injured, it's nothing too serious and he's able to return to the ring very soon. Corey Hayes of Bodyslam.net also reported there were rumblings that WWE was looking to pair the Usos back together sometime this year, and with Jey dropping the World Heavyweight Championship, it looks like that could be the direction. The question is, how does WWE get them back together in a story on television? What do you guys think of the Usos reuniting in the tag division once again? Is he no longer going to be main event Jey? Next up, a WWE legend blasts WWE. Now, it's not just the WWE fans who have been heavily critical of the WWE post-show press conferences. JBL, who is usually the first to defend WWE in any situation, has hit out at the company for their horrible press conferences. Speaking on the latest edition of his podcast, the former champion stated, "Those press conferences are horrible. I hate them because there's no way to win with those things, because you want to either stay in character or not stay in character. It's hard to do both. It's hard to work and then also shoot on those things. I don't get the press conferences." This is the exact criticism that fans have had for months. The press conferences make zero sense. Why are certain wrestlers delivering their appearances in total character, while others just outright break kayfabe and address the fact that it's a scripted medium? It's an incredibly bizarre concept that WWE have yet to truly master. Next up, fans upset over WWE booking. Despite Io Sky being Women's World Champion, she has become an afterthought over on Raw. Sky barely appears on the show, and she's been relegated to being a background character who mainly makes small appearances backstage. It's now been surfaced that Sky hasn't defended the world title a single time since WrestleMania 41. This is a shocking statistic, and when it was revealed via X, fans were tagging Triple H demanding him to book Sky in a meaningful role on the show. Unless Sky is injured, which doesn't appear to be the case, there are zero excuses as to why Sky has been barely featured since WrestleMania. The Women's World title is supposed to be on par with the Men's World title, and WWE would never in their wildest dreams present the Male World Championship in this manner, unless it was handed to Brock Lesnar. If John Cena hadn't defended the title since WrestleMania and was solely being featured in backstage segments, there would be a total uproar, and rightly so. A lot of fans are of the belief that Sky is simply keeping the title warm for Rhea Ripley, and whilst that doesn't seem likely, it's a shame that Sky's incredibly strong presentation on the road to WrestleMania has just completely faded into the background. WWE previously used the 30-day rule where talent were obliged in kayfabe to defend the title within a 30-day period. Whilst this rule seems to be abolished a number of years ago, mainly because WWE were obsessed with putting top titles on part-time talent, with all respective champions being basically full-time on the main roster right now, it may be a great time to reintroduce the rule, perhaps even in the next WWE draft. And finally, Mariah May's new name has been revealed. Our final story today relates to Mariah May and a new WWE name. On last night's NXT broadcast, a vignette would highlight May and it revealed her new name to be Blake Monroe. Fans on social media have mixed thoughts on the name change. Whilst this isn't the worst name in the world, especially for WWE standards, the Mariah May name was so established that it was going to take some time to get used to it. There has been a little bit of reasoning behind her name, as Blake Monroe is a tribute to her niece who is also named Blake, and Marilyn Monroe, the Hollywood movie star. It was also confirmed during NXT last night that Jacy Jayne would defend the NXT title at Evolution 2. Jayne will meet the winner of a small tournament, and it's worth noting that Monroe isn't currently listed as an eligible participant. Why WWE aren't featuring her in a huge women's pay-per-view is beyond me. But there you have it, folks. I'll look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.